electronics and you use for recovering?
This right here is, we use this for, is it lets us know the type of refrigerant that's in the system.
Recognize the type of refrigerant.
Yeah,
Oh,
can
nice.
recognize the refrigerant. These are the cylinders, this is our recovery machine.
Wow.
Have you seen recovery machines before?
No.
Not this big.
You'll never see one this big ever again. Unless you come work with us sometime.
Are they expensive, huh?
About 60,000. Yeah.
Does that recover each, if it's mixed, does it recover?
It recovers everything.
Already?
And then separate inside?
No.
No, it's
No.
outside.
So the compressor that we have a Doran compressor. It's a unique compressor. It's on that side.
Okay.
It's it can pretty much, it recovers any type of refrigerant out there. Not a whole lot of compressors recover every type of refrigerant. As you guys know, some take PLE, depending on the oil, you'll tell what type of refrigerant it is. That one takes anything. It'll take any type of refrigerant. Even 12 low pressure refrigerants, it'll take it. It'll take high pressure 507, 500 series refrigerants. It'll also take it.
Like, you're not always going to know if what you're recovering is contaminated. So how do you go about that?
So,
Like with, I guess, like with acid and all that stuff.
well, if it's acid, refrigerant is not gonna, a compressor, a refrigerant compressor is not going to work with acid. So if it's acid, it's not going to be in the machine.
Okay.
You know,
From the compressor.
yeah. As far as any other refrigerant, usually we go by the placard on the unit. As a tech, when you guys change refrigerant, you're supposed to label it. But as long as it's a medium pressure or high pressure, the machine will recover it. If it's a low pressure, we have a different machine that we use that's about half the size of this, and it's configured. It's got a different configuration on it. But this one right here, it's a very unique machine. It pulls down about 10 times faster than your regular small ones. So one of these units right here, we could do that in about 2-3 minutes. We'll recover the whole unit.
Yeah.
Have you guys recovered anything here?
Yes, we have.
Oh, yeah. We have one.
Into tanks. Recovered tank.
Yeah. My cylinders are a lot bigger also.
So you fix it one hose to the low pressure? Oh,
This right here?
This right here.
Yeah, so the way our machine is set up is so we can pretty much recover from anywhere.
Okay.
So- So like I've done up to 10 stories downtown San Antonio where instead of taking my machine up there, I just pull the hose and pull it up there. We've done the HEB warehouse over there off of Ritterman with one machine. The machine can pull up to 700 feet away from the unit. So our hoses are long.
How you floor? How can you?
Yeah, we go up there, we
Up
throw a
there?
rope and pull it up.
You like okay.
And then we have our ports. Thank you, Raphael. Yes, sir. So, our ports, right? That's a 1/2 inch. Not all units have a 1/2 inch. Most of them have a 1/4 inch or a 3/8 speed. We have reduced from that 1/2 inch to this 1/2 inch. From here, we could pull up to 3 different units at the same time.
Oh.
Most of the time, we do 2. On our lines, we have a reducer to 3/8, and if it has to go 1/4 inch, we reduce down to 1/4 inch.
Nice.
This right here is a pinching. If you ever have to do refrigerators, that's how you do refrigerators, you pinch them. That's the only time you ever pinch is on white goods, refrigerators.
When you talk about pinch, what do you mean?
Piercing.
Oh, piercing. Oh, okay.
See, it has a special
Oh, I got you. Piercing.
Piercing line.
Okay.
That's the only time.
How can you use this force? How can you use this force?
Just like how do you apply it?
Yeah.
It's
So
like
you
this.
get it on the line, right?
Oh, yeah.
You squeeze it in,
You squeeze it in.
Yeah.
See right here, that's the point.
Yeah.
and it doesn't leak.
pinches.
It all goes
Oh.
through here, right?
It does not leak. Yes,
Oh
sir.
wow, that's amazing.
Oh.
There's rubber right here protects it from leaking out.
Right.
Oh.
Like, I'm not trying to get personal or anything, but like a job like this, like you do an HEB job. I'm not trying to ask for the exact price, but how much is one of those jobs that makes the company? Like I know it's important more than just regular AC.
To us, our big thing is the gas. We are a reclaimer. We're owned by A-Gas, so we're all about the gas. We're gonna make money off the gas.
Oh, okay. So the service call, the gas, and that's it. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're charging more than that.
No.
Oh, because the gas in itself is valuable.
The gas has a lot of value to it,
Gotcha.
especially right now that not a lot of gases are being made. you know, what we have out there is pretty much what we're reusing.
HCFCs and HFCs
Yep.
are a big part of the market.
And since it's real fast at recovering, do you also put it back in the system?
No,
If they
my machine.
just recover.
Yeah, I would damage your system if I put it in with that.
Yeah,
machine.
okay.
And I'm not gonna pay for a new system.
Yeah. I didn't know if y'all put it
Yeah.
back like while they're
Yeah, no.
trying to find a leak or something.
Like I said, our biggest thing is the gas. We want the gas. But to answer your question, something like that, it just depends on what time they want us out there. HEB is our big contractor out here, and sometimes they want the out there on Sunday at 2 in the morning. Like, all right, it's gonna
Gotcha.
cost you a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
So, does this work on ammonia?
No, because it's a gas. It is gas. We are trying to get electrical ones. Then we'll probably try to do ammonia. A lot of money in ammonia though.
I thought HEB had a lot of ammonia, but I
No.
wasn't sure.
They have a lot of R22.
Wow.
Each store has about 5,000 to 10,000 pounds of 22.
Make some money at HEB.
Yes.
This machine, how does
Oh,
how do
you guys have that tank you want me to exchange?
Yes, I'll grab it for you. How hard is it for you to identify what's in a tank?
I connect it right there.
You want to mind doing that for another cylinder for me?
You got some 134A in here. Thanks for
So-
14, buddy.
That machine, we've used it to recover up to 20,000 pounds. So the machine's never going to run out as long as you got gas. Now, depending on how clean the refrigerant is, that compressor might give out. So then I got to change it out, the compressor. And we don't carry backups.
So you recover.
Look at the label on that one. That's one of our own tanks.
Yeah.
Oh, is that good or bad?
That's a good thing.
Oh,
That means the people that you go to us.
oh, got you. I thought you left it behind or something.
No. So that's our tanks.
You connected it on the low side.
Yeah, on the vapor side.
Right.
This thing will always read on vapor.
Okay.
So you take that refrigerant in those tanks, where does it go next?
So that okay, so this tank right
That was
here.
my question. My next question.
So the way the process works is that tank's gonna go back to my shop. At our shop, we have guys that work in the shop. Their job is to empty these out all day. Empty them out, make them back new, make them just like these other two. Get them ready to get shipped back out. From the shop, they empty these into our cylinders, which is
Bless you.
bigger ones. Bless you. You see, these have different valves on them. They don't have valves like those. These valves are different. It's easier for us to tell.
Okay.
So once they fill them up to about 220, we get about maybe 10, 12,000 pounds, and then we pull the truck in. The truck comes from Dallas. They pick it up and they take it back to Dallas. In Dallas, our company has spent about $50 million in some reclaimer systems. So what it is basically is like 6 towers, and every level of the tower has a different pressure rating. So as the refrigerant goes through, it breaks up.
So
when you see this car on the street, be careful because your AC is not safety.
so
In 1 minute you left, you just left. It was, and it go.
so really you're providing a service like even for people who want to get rid of their mixed tank or whatever that don't want to pay for that service because they'll be charged. They can just send it to you and you can recover for them. You have a place here where they can take their personal.
Yeah, we have a shop right there off of 35 and Topoline.
So after you recover, you send it and they not recycle but they reclaim it.
It's recycling. Yes.
And then it's good to be put back in other systems.
Yeah. So in our Dallas, within those towers, they bring it back to Virgin Specs.
Right.
Once it's brought to Virgin Specs,
Right.
then it goes back out to the market.
Gotcha.
What's the process of doing that? Do you know?
Yeah, they got some towers, big towers up there in Rome, right near Dallas. And as the refrigerant's going up, based on the towers being different pressure ratings all over, it's separating all the chemicals.
Oh, nice. Yeah, use the gravity to your advantage. And so it's awesome because now that R22 is out of date now. It can't be.
It can't be made, but it can only be reclaimed.
That's where you can make your money.
Yes.
Because not everybody's gonna have it, but you got it.
Yes.
Man, the price is really good. right?
Louisiana, here it comes.
There you go.
What was the one that we're turning in? What was the?
Let me see real quick. Has the thing on it?
Mr. Chanel said he knows that this is 410, but it's marked 134A, so that's why I want to make sure.
Right.
I guess I should have warned you about all the inquisitive minds. I apologize.
No, that's awesome. Y'all helping me out because tonight I got to give a speech.
Oh, I didn't think to talk about
Sorry,
that.
Mr. Taylor.
What kind of gas is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives. I'll let you know what kind of gas is in there.
Yeah. So we see.
How much are those?
Yeah, how much is just that by itself?
About $5 grand.
No. But did you know?
It analyzes everything. It'll tell you if it's contaminated or mixed or whatever.
They'll tell you the purity of every. They'll say if it has R22 and say a mix of 410, they'll say either 87, 90% 22 and 10% 410.
Badass.
Let's say you come. Go ahead.
No. I'm already.
I'm curious about something, Raphael. Being that 410A has 134A as a component in it, if that was mixed with virgin 134A or whatever in 410A, would that tell you?
Yeah.
It still tells you, even though that's
Yeah.
that is
It tells
neat.
all the components in the gas.
That is neat.
And the purity of each component.
What about nitrogen?
No, not nitrogen. No, it won't have that. It'll tell me. I'll read it more as air. I'll say there's air in the cylinder.
It'll still reject it though because it's got air, right?
Well, it won't reject it. I'll just read it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Then all the different kinds of refrigerant goes to a different place when you take it over there.
Yeah. They have engineers up there. That's their job.
Yeah.
My biggest job down here is mainly collect that refrigerant.
Collection, yeah.
Yeah. And really, the recovery is awesome. Our main thing is the cylinder swap. I could recover faster with my truck, right? But it'll take my guy longer. I have to send a guy out there. He'll have to set up, recover.
Yeah, this is already in a bottle.
You guys already have it in the bottle. All we got to do is empty it.
Two questions like this. Say you come across a tank that is not good, that you can't recover, right? It'll tell you if you can or cannot, right? Or basically, most of the time, everything goes in. Like to recover. Like if you come across a tank that's mixed and it's not good, like it has too many mixes in there. Have you ever come across that?
Even if it tells me that it's a mix, I can still recover.
Okay, so you're still going to recover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we could, in Dallas, they could break that.
They can break that.
Separate it.
How much do they charge somebody? Like, let's say it's not you, but let's say they want to go to one of the places to go and empty out their canister. Do you know the price?
We don't charge at all.
Okay.
So there is companies, there is supply houses that do charge, and that's actually why they want me to speak tonight, because there's supply houses that charge 25, 35.
Which really they shouldn't be charging because the gas itself costs money.
Well, see, not everybody's able to separate it like we can.
Gotcha.
So some companies, they do have to send it somewhere else to get separated, and they got to pay for that. We don't, because we can do it all ourselves. We do it all in-house, and then we break it up and sell it.
So they've got an approved reclamation facility.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We're actually one of the largest reclaimers in the U.S. We're in 12 different countries all over the world.
That's nice.
Nice.
We're not making you late, are we?
No, sir.
Okay, cool.
That's not till 7. I just don't know why this is not working right now.
What's the process of, because I know you said you have tanks that make sure that y'all's tanks are all good for, so you can reuse them. Do the tanks ever get dirty inside, or?
So all these tanks, they do take inside. See all these tanks have a date that they were made, a manufacturer date, right? So this one's 119. That's January 19.
January 19.
So, we got 5 years after that. So by January of 2024, we have to send this tank back to Chiltec in Las Vegas, and they recertify the tank and then send it back to us, and they'll come back looking just like that.
Different stamp date. Yeah. Does this thing differentiate between gas and liquid? Does it matter what the sample is, whether it's gas or liquid?
No.
Whether it's either one, or it can still tell the components.
Yeah, just right now it's giving me a hard time with this one. The other guy took the other one out of my truck, so I'm using.
Well, we got, if you want to see if it's maybe would it be what's in the bottle?
No.
Okay.
Because your bottle's closed.
Oh, how's it getting out? How's it getting the sample?
I'm gonna open it once it says it's calibrated. I'll
Oh,
open it up.
okay. Oh, so it hasn't even
No,
taken a sniff of it
my
yet.
machine's giving a hard time right now.
Oh man.
That's okay. So that just prints out the what's in there. So how much longer you guys got left in school?
I got about 8 more classes.
He's done.
Every 6 weeks a new course starts. Every 6 weeks. So some of them are within 6 weeks. Some are further than that.
I like to travel, so.
I think all of these are heat pump students right now, aren't
I
they?
know that's one of the big problems when you hire somebody, they want to stay home.
Yeah, you got your car on your board there, man.
Escape.
Yeah, it's kitchen.
So that is one thing that actually I liked about this job when I started is it travels a lot. We actually have a group of guys. It's called the Fast Team members. And what they do is they travel all over the country recovering different jobs.
Nice.
Is a good portion of your business come from like contractors that just go ahead and third party outsource the recovering part of it?
Yes. So our biggest thing down here in everywhere we're at in the U.S., we're in 28 locations, and every single location the market's different.
I'm sure.
So for us down here, our biggest thing is grocery stores.
Supermarkets, right?
Supermarkets. Next to that is
Factory
chiller
farm.
work.
Yeah.
A lot of these buildings downtown Austin, a lot of the buildings here is chiller work, and then after that is demo sites.
But I guess what made this probably a successful endeavor is these recent phase outs of the HCFCs,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That was a good
Exactly.
idea. That was a good idea.
I'm gonna,
Regarding the supermarkets, now, my understanding, I've never worked supermarkets, but they,
Yeah, it's not.
many of them employ the rack system, and I understand they have a lot of refrigerant.
Yes.
So if you had to, say an old HEB is closing up and they're going to take everything out, you're going to need a bigger tank.
right, that's all I was gonna, you're beating me to all my questions, man.
To answer that, yes.
250 pounds, ain't it?
Well,
Isn't that 250 pounds right there?
240 pounds each
Yeah.
one. So yes, to answer your question, we do shut down all the HBs. So right now in May we have one coming up in the Walnut right there up in New Braunfels to the left. I don't know if you've seen it. So they're building up a new HB. They're gonna take down the old one. Here last month, February, we took down one in Austin. So we also have a box truck, and in that box truck we carry a half ton. So it's about 4 or 5 of these put together. So, I don't know. Have you ever had the chance to show what half tons are?
No.
No.
No,
But you
in
guys are
fact-
familiar with the half tons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I haven't dealt with them. Have you?
Yeah.
1,000-pound cylinders. It's
I get it, yeah.
so that's what we use when we go like to those big HEB stores.
Right.
The only thing about HEB is they want to keep all the refrigerants separate. So if we
Like
see a lot
per
of
store, you
R22
mean?
Yeah.
Like per store, you mean? Like this store's refrigerant, that kind of
No,
stuff?
no.
Or by
Like they want
type?
all the R22 in
Gotcha.
one cylinder, and then 407, 409, 410, everything else. In a
But they're
different
going to reuse it though, right?
cylinder. We bank it for them.
Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, I see what you're saying. I wonder why they do that.
Yeah. So
Huh.
they don't want to have to go spend money when they need somewhere else.
Right, but
They just go back to us and be like, hey man, you guys have our refrigerant. But we give that.
HEB, that's the home of lower prices.
yeah.
That's why they charges.
No, I mean, but the one thing I will say about HEB is they're very up to date with EPA standards. Meaning, if y'all go to some HEBs all around town, you'll see some of them having white fridges, and now they're going to those black fridges.
Yeah.
Well, that's the new standard, the EPA standard. So HEB itself is very EPA compliant.
Okay, so you said they went from white to black fridges. What's the difference?
Change of refrigerant.
Okay.
So like the white fridges were all, I think they're R22, and all the black ones now are 4.
Easier for you to recognize what they have.
Yeah.
Hey, question. Like, let's say you're up on the roof, right? I don't know. Do you travel with one-man team or two-man team?
One man.
Okay, so you're up on the roof, right? You connected all your hoses. My curiosity is, say one of the lines bust or something. How do you turn off the machine without having to go 3 stories down or whatever? What if something happens?
So if one of the lines busts,
These look like the the kind of connectors that when they fit that pressure drops, the ball closes like the gas ones. That's what it looks like to me.
I don't know. I was just asking because
The machines have automatic shutoffs.
Yeah.
So the machines will turn off on its own.
Okay,
And
so-
now they're already facing out 410. So like in California, all new units have to have 10% of the freon has to be reclaimed.
what are they going to if it's not 14?
A2Ls. The A2Ls. That's what I was going to ask you too. Are y'all getting like prepared for the A2Ls?
Not down here. I'm sure in Dallas and in Ohio or
They say in 2025 that's when they'll start to phase out for the HFCs, the 410 and 134A, and they're saying the replacements are going to be the A2Ls, the one that have slightly higher flammability. And I know it's going to change our industry quite a bit because there's going to be different procedures and protocols for procedures and different tools and whatnot.
Well, see, when I was at the expo, one of the things that were brought up was that eventually they're gonna let Goodman, Lennox create their own for their stuff.
Inventor of 410A was called Puron for 7 years, and then they also they invented R22, which was called Freon, or was it maybe it was the one before that? But that's where that term Freon comes from. And just like Coke is applied to any soda pop at the store, you want to get a Coke, well, you might be getting a Dr. Pepper, And people say Freon, meaning refrigerant, but it was one of Carrier's invention. I thought R22, it might have been the one before that, but 410 was definitely Puron in the early 2000s.
R22 was a hell of a refrigerant.
Yeah.
And it was a single source refrigerant you could use on anything. And it was like, now we have chillers that are R22, fridges R22, residential units R22, you got everything was R22. Nowadays, refrigerators 134A, freezers 134A, racks 134A. At home 410, like everything's different. Every refrigerants are going.
The refrigerators manufactured now have that R1234YF, which is what is that, an HFO? R1234Y. I think it's the same thing they're putting in the new cars that are manufactured right now. 134A they've already taken out of that industry. They're not putting them in new cars. They're not putting them in new refrigerators.
I got one last question for you. Shut up. One nice question. Shut up.
I don't trust you.
Hey, one nice question. What advice would you give us new techs that you learned since you graduated or whatever that a company's looking for? Like, what would set somebody apart? And of course, passing and doing good grades, but what's your advice on
Your attitude.
your attitude?
Your attitude. Because sometimes, you don't know what you're going to encounter every day. And, I've always been told, you can't control anything in life. The only thing you control is your attitude. So, you might go to a customer, if you're a residential customer, you want to go to someone who's very upset because you're the third guy that's been in her house already. And if they greet you with the real anger, you're going to be like, kill them with kindness, like they say. But yeah, your attitude. Your attitude will always set you apart.
Thank you, sir.
Because
Well, appreciate it, man. You coming down.
Yeah,
Last one. That's something about it. What I got. What certifications do you have that is at least required the minimum for this kind of job?
What you guys get here at the EPA?
universal.
University.
And I'm sure they send you to different classes, right, for different aspects.
We have our own training school.
Oh, okay.
But it's not to certify you on any more HVAC stuff. It's more to certify you on how to use our machines. Make sure you know where to connect on certain units.
That'll work for your questions for now, but I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. We
If you
appreciate
would like,
it.
I would like to invite you back as a guest speaker, maybe.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Thanks,
You have a
Raphael.
card?
Yeah, I got you guys some card real quick. Yes. Was it Tim?
Yep, that's Mr. Taylor. I'm Mr. Conler.
Is it?
I'm Mr. Graham.
The future of HVAC industry.
Young, beauty, and smart.
Alright, James. Good for you.